what they're doing over there, so I
think I hurt my neck.
What did you do?
I was trying to dance aggressively to this song. Keep it going there for a second, Brian.
Pump it up, do it.
Woo! Yeah.
And he slipped a disc.
And it hurt my neck a little bit.
Take your pills this morning. Oh, man.
You are the best part of my day, my friend. I laugh more
can't see
when you're
all these
standing
cameras.
next
If I had a dime
me.
for every time someone told me that, I tell you, I wouldn't have to work anymore.
All right. We are talking about things you would never want to give up, things that you might consider giving up. Today is Ash Wednesday. It's traditionally the beginning of Lent in the Catholic religion.
Yes.
And others. I had to Google.
Is it
I
others?
thought it was a Catholic thing.
Oh, I wasn't aware
not.
either. Okay.
Is it not?
Lent.
It is not just Catholic.
I grew up in a
Christian
Methodist
thing.
church. I
Is
don't
the
remember giving
ashes
nothing
just
up, man.
Catholic, though, right?
The
ashes are just Catholic.
We
but
didn't do
Lent-
that as evangelical Christians or as
Yeah.
Baptists. I've been non-denominational. My family kind of went through a few phases. We never did the.
I know.
You know, they say you should never talk about religion or politics. Clearly, we're not equipped to
Let's
talk
do
religion.
it with hundreds of people. How about that?
All right. But we're not talking about the religious aspects of Lent here. This is
Just
not
our
a come to
catalyst
Jesus moment on Sunrise
for the
Extra. But we are taking the concept of Lent, the idea of giving something up for 40 days and 40 nights.
40 days and 40 nights.
What is like the one daily pleasure, if you will, that
Daily pleasure.
that you would be willing to give up? That would
I
be
ain't giving
difficult to
that
give up,
up.
but you'd be willing to give up.
Rod is
Am I
like your Ed
phrasing the question correctly?
McMahon. He's just repeating everything Drew says.
Yes, Johnny.
But is it?
God, we've lost control.
It's about daily pleasure. Is that the key, Mr. Carney? Something that we do on a daily basis.
Maybe the one
Well,
thing,
a
the simple
bad
thing-
habit or something you'd like to, cut out of your life.
Okay, we're making this up as we go here, people. Bear with us.
Right?
We should have figured this out before we went online.
I don't know. I haven't picked one.
Yeah, wow, what can I give up?
I feel like that is that New Year's resolution thing.
Right.
I don't give up anything for Lent, and I don't make New Year's resolutions.
Okay,
At least I'm consistent.
As kids, Nina was, kind of raised Catholic, I'll say it like that. Brenda raised Baptist, I want to say it like that.
Yeah, and then kind of non-denominational.
And then Rodney, I don't know your story.
Methodist. We eat all seasons, no matter what we eat.
I was raised Catholic. Catholic school, kindergarten through 12th grade, right? And so my mom took Lent very serious. And every year she did give up ice cream. I remember that. That was like a thing for my mom. And I joined her in the ice cream give up many years in my youth. I remember passing the Friendlies. We had Friendlies restaurants back on the East Coast. We can't get any Friendlies until Easter. So that was a big one in our house, giving up the ice cream.
We eat all
did it
seasons.
for
I still
Jesus.
can't get over that.
That was funny.
When Director Brian gets bored of us, he just starts putting up
What camera,
amazing cameras.
What camera? What camera is
I
that?
think he's showing us heaven.
Yeah, that is
Brian
very
Matthews, what camera? I don't recognize it.
celestial.
What was it? Director Brian, tell us.
Brian, camera. Do we lose
The
Brian?
Dow's camera showing
Was it?
Mount Hood. Yes,
Yeah, just
that
a
is a
different
beautiful sight.
vantage point.
Heavenly, if you will.
Wow. Yeah.
I like
don't
it.
know.
So Drew, you told me before we got on the stream that, and this is something I didn't know. So when you were confirmed as a good Catholic boy in Philadelphia,
Sixth
you
grade.
got a confirmation name.
Yeah, that was part of the deal. You
Not
got to
Drew?
pick
Google
You got to
this.
pick a confirmation name.
It was like Animal House. Okay.
I went with William. I went with my grandfather, my maternal grandfather's name, my mom's dad.
William. Not Flounder or something, but William.
By the way, a member of the Pennsylvania Boxing Hall of Fame. Did I ever tell you that, Rod? My grandfather, my mom's dad, inducted the same year as Joe Frazier.
Really?
Not the big National Hall of Fame, but the Pennsylvania Boxing Hall of Fame. My grandfather was in there.
So he boxed in college?
He managed fighters. He was a manager.
Managed.
He was a manager.
I could see you in the corner there.
All right.
Okay, so this is the deal on this.
Wow.
You choose a confirmation name. I have been confirmed, but I do not recall this part. You choose a confirmation name, and this new name imposed by the bishop during the Catholic confirmation process becomes a part of your full name. It goes your first name, your middle name, then your confirmation name, and then your last name. And you usually choose from a list of canonized saints in the Roman Catholic Church.
Yes.
Or your uncle.
I went with St. William.
Yeah.
Andrew, Joseph, William, Carney. Nice to meet you.
There you go. Jackie Hammond Williams says we've given up power for 5 days already, so nothing.
Yeah, no kidding. Barb Lewis says,
Given up enough,
evidently
I agree.
She's given up power, yeah.
You know, my mom came from a very reserved family. I mean, I remember growing up, you know, I don't even think they told each other that they loved, you know, one another in the family. So she marries into a very demonstrative black family from my dad, right? She's a white girl from Hood River. And it was like major culture clash, but she loved that. She always liked the lively church.
Yeah,
I'm certain this is not PC, but she was like, yeah, too boring, you know, the Catholic and some of the more, you know, staid religions.
Yes.
She liked that Black Baptist,
Yes.
women falling out and singing
Hallelujah.
gospel stuff, and that was how I was raised when I was little. Then we moved into the really raucous Pentecostal folks.
Oh, wild bunch
You
there.
know, hands up, speaking in tongues, all that stuff. So I never did the confirmation, the very, you know, quiet.
Right.
Have you guys ever been to a true? I have been. It was in Alabama, and this sounds horrible, but I wanted to go just to kind as a tourist. So we went to this little church, Sunday morning service. The funny thing was, so they do the hymns. In my church, they had the placard on the wall that told you what hymns and what page to turn, right, into your hymnal. They didn't have that. Everybody in this congregation, they knew
all the words.
They had the flipping hymnal pages memorized. And here I am with my friend Randy, and we're flipping through the pages, and people are looking at us like, who are those white boys that don't know where the hymns are, you know? And it was kind of embarrassing, actually.
Yeah.
But it was wonderful, the spirit of these people in that church.
The music is incredible.
Yes.
For sure.
Church, not boring.
This would be difficult for a lot of people. Karen K. Rutherford. Hello, Karen K. My mom's name is Karen. She goes by K sometimes. How about that? Anyway, Karen K. Rutherford says, when our children were small, we gave up TV except for Sundays, which is feast day. But that would be really hard, right, for some people to give up TV 6 days a week?
That would be a good one. That's a good example.
Christy says, I think instead of giving something up, doing for others is better. I like your twist on it.
Yeah, very nice.
Angela says, I'm not Catholic, but I'm going to give up added sugar. That's a good one. I've been off the rails again. My whole fit-ish thing. Out the window.
No, right?
Jennifer Taft, she wants to know, Drew, did you eat fish on Friday, being Catholic
No
growing
red
up?
meat. No red meat during Lent.
I remember at
fish
school, like
on
school
Fridays.
lunches was, you know, like a little fish sandwich or something like that.
I will tell you, when I worked at McDonald's has the Filet-O-Fish sandwich, which is Alaskan cod, lightly breaded, a half a slice of American cheese on 1 squirt of tartar sauce on a freshly steamed bun. It's really quite lovely. Anyway. We sold a ton of filet-fish every single Friday.
Yeah, McDonald's ain't stupid.
Makes sense.
They know what's up.
Yeah.
Renee Robertson says, I would panic if I had to give up daily exercise and Prosecco.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
I have given up exercise, and it wasn't for Lent.
It makes more spiritual sense. Stuff like Karen Kay says, when our children were small, we gave up TV, except for Sunday, which is feast
He's
day.
formulating the jokes while you're reading the comments, Drew, I think is what's happening.
So, yeah, but giving up TV, that makes sense, right? You can find your spirituality.
Right, we shared that comment 2 minutes ago.
Did we?
Yeah, we broke it all down. We flipped it up.
You know, the older I get, the more I realize my wife is right. I don't listen.
Oh my God. There's a lot going on
Wow,
in
the
that
clouds
head of
moved in
yours.
fast. You can't see the mountain barely now.
Every time you don't
was
listen,
quick.
Rod, we'll take a shot of the mountain.
Jennifer Taft thinks you're a secret McDonald's plant, Rod.
How long were you an employee there, Rod? How many years? Did you work
6.5 years.
6.5?
6.5 years. I was
Good
pretty
long
senior.
run.
Yeah.
From what year to what year? Like what age to what age, I should say?
Would have been roughly like 76 to 82.
I'm sorry, I meant
How
what
old
year?
were you?
Like how old were you?
Oh, 16 to 22.
Oh, wow. That's a
Yeah.
great job for that age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one here and I lost it. Darn it.
I'm looking to. Bill is giving up winter.
Deanne says, haven't we given up enough?
Right.
Yeah, Jackie. Did you
Agreed.
guys read Jackie? We're giving up power. We've given up power for 5 days. Did you already read that?
Yep.
So nothing. You did?
Show the
Guys,
sky cam again.
darn it.
Now, I was going to ask you all something. We did eat fish on Fridays, especially during Lent.
Yeah.
But the fish we always ate, I mean, every time, was flounder.
Flounder.
I never see flounder around here. Since I've moved to
How did you
Oregon,
prepare it? Or
I
how'd your
never,
mom
like
prepare
my
it?
mom prepared it, and she put it in some sort of frying pan. It was breaded and fried.
Breaded, okay.
Yeah, breaded flounder.
Yeah.
I never even hear it mentioned at all out here. Like, I've never heard flounder once since I lived here.
Would
other
that
than
be
me
considered
saying it
a
out loud.
white fish?
It is
Yeah,
a white
it's
fish.
typical
Okay.
white fish, yeah.
We liked fish sticks.
Fish sticks.
That's
yes.
what I
They're not
liked to eat
bad,
as a
Mrs.
little
Paul.
kid.
Mrs. Paul.
Our producer Brian in our ear is from the South. Boiled shrimp and crawfish.
Crawfish.
I do love me
bet.
some crawfish.
Brian from Texas, you ever call them crawdads?
Crawdads.
No,
That's
that
what
was
we call
from
them in
here.
Oregon. Crawdads.
Yeah, crawdad.
Boiled shrimp? Have you ever, really? Boiled shrimp. Okay.
Yeah, like a
All right.
crawfish boil.
Shrimp gumbo,
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Crawdads.
fried shrimp.
Flounder is cheap East Coast fish or perch,
Perch,
also
huh.
known as.
Yeah. We had perch in Missouri. Yeah.
Jennifer Taft weighing in a lot. Jennifer, remind me, are you originally an East Coaster yourself? I don't recall you telling us that, but maybe you have mentioned that in the past, because we seem to have a lot of connections that would associate or that would put us on the East Coast at some
Yeah.
point in our life.
Yeah.
Howard Wright says, I do lobster, but never flounder.
And Carrie says, oh, shoot. Oh, Carrie says, I just wait for Passover, raised bread. Because you have to have unleavened bread. Is that what the deal is? Somebody was also asking, Drew, since you're a goodish Catholic, why Lent? The Lenten season is for sacrifice, and can you explain it a little bit better?
I'm going to give my best shot. I think that if I don't get it right, we have a viewer named Ann watching right now. Ann, real quickly, I'll share Ann's comment, then I'll answer your question.
Okay.
Ann Catherine says, I am Catholic and I'm not planning to give up anything for Lent, but I do plan to help other people and pray and do more personal faith retreats. So Ann, tell me if I have this correct. Lent lasts for 40 days and 40 nights. The 40 days and 40 nights leading up to Easter.
Yeah.
And I believe it represents the days that Jesus spent in the Garden of Eden before he knew his ultimate sacrifice was coming. And he spent 40 days and 40 nights alone in the garden,
desert.
praying to his Father, asking for guidance, knowing that he was going to take on this huge responsibility of literally giving up his life. He didn't want to do that. Right? No one wants to
Was
give
it
up
the
their
Garden
life.
of Eden?
No,
Maybe,
it's
no,
the
that's
desert.
That's where
Okay,
Adam and Eve.
okay.
That's the Adam. I'm getting the Adam and Eve story confused with the
He
Jesus
was at
story.
a pool resort.
Oh, how about this one? Garden of
amazing
Gethsemane.
40 days.
Listen, I'm going to correct myself if you give me an opportunity.
My
All right, I'm
times.
just trying to,
The
work it
angel
through in
just
real
came to me
time.
and said it was the Garden of Gethsemane, I believe.
Okay.
The Garden of
sounds
Gethsemane.
familiar.
This is why I don't listen, by the way.
Rod, if I could, if we were allowed in these non-COVID times to be next to each other, I'd strangle you.
Brenda, have you heard of the show on HBO? It's HBO like Europe or something. It's a Spanish show called 30 Coins. Right now,
I have not watched
It's one
it.
of like the big HBO shows now. It is. It has subtitles because it's in Spanish, but it's freaking awesome.
What's it
And it's
about?
about the 30 coins it's kind of like a Da Vinci Code style thing, where these are the 30 coins that were paid to Judas in order to betray Jesus and have him killed and crucified. And so it's present day, and they're trying to assemble all the 30 coins together because the church actually secretly believes that like these things that hurt Jesus or were, against God actually have more power than like the Ark of the Covenant and all that kind of, like the chalice. And it's great.
Okay, I'm going to watch that.
And, it's really cool. But
The last thing I watched that had any kind of, again, just religious
theme,
reference was Judas and the Black Messiah.
haven't
It's
seen
about
that
the
yet. Is it
Black
good?
Panthers. Yeah, it's also really good. Yeah.
No.
Really
yeah, that's
good.
on HBO right now.
But we digress.
Anyway,
Christy Shirk says, I'm so impressed he got that much right.
I am too. That was really good. That was really good. I Googled and was reading along as you were.
So it was 40 days, 40 nights leading up to his death, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Garden of Gethsemane?
I think it was the pool at the Bellagio.
Oh boy, oh boy. What?
Candy says, I miss Wisconsin Friday night fish fries. Oh, fish fries.
Where at? Where
I
at?
was thinking fish,
fish fry.
fries, like
Where-
a
yeah.
French fry. But
Where did
no,
she say that was at?
Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. If you ever go to Milwaukee, you have to do this on a Friday night. The crappiest little corner tavern you can find, they'll bring out these amazing platters. They serve it family style of the best fried northern pike, walleye that you have ever had in your life. It's amazing. Yeah, Friday night fish fries in Wisconsin.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Renee Robertson, I don't know if she's been to Wisconsin, but she has been to Israel. She says, and this is our Panamanian viewer.
Oh, cool.
Renee says she's been to Israel and walked the Stations of the Cross in Jerusalem. Very emotional walk, she said.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I think that would be so interesting to see all that history.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to do that one day.
So I guess today for Ash Wednesday, they are doing masses at different, Catholic churches and the big cathedral here in downtown Portland, at least. Because of COVID, instead of putting it right here on the forehead, they're doing it actually the old traditional style and the way other, I guess, churches or religions do it. And you put your head down and they put it right on the top of your head.
Huh, like in your
So
hair.
you're not like face to face with the priest.
But still, you had to get within 6 feet for that to happen.
Yes, but you come bow
Give it a
your
little
head
toss.
and they put it on the top of your
Yeah,
head.
this is the
today.
first Ash Wednesday since the pandemic really started to grip the country, you're right.
Drew, Jennifer Taft wants to know, how many times did the nuns hit you with a ruler?
I have a story. You want a story real quick?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
This is better than a hit. This is a pickup. We had these heating systems in the grade school I went to, Catholic grade school, and the furnace. I guess it was like gas. But I would take the fountain water that was right next to the heating system at the end of the hallway, and I would take the water and I would throw it on the heater, and it would steam up, and all the kids thought that was hilarious. Drew, do that thing where you throw the water on the heater. So I would take it and cup it and throw it on there, and all the steam would come up, and we'd laugh. So one day I'm doing I'm going to do that thing, right? Throw it on there, and then down the hall. I mean, it was a long hallway. Down the hallway, Sister Brian says, "Mr. Carney, get down here." And I walked, and it took forever to get to Sister Brian. But
Were
when I
people
got
like,
there, she was about 4'11", built like a square. Okay, 4'11", just about 200 pounds of pure muscle underneath her
Habit.
Yes.
She grabbed me by the collar, right, and took me off the ground, full arm extended. So now, however long her arm was, is how far my feet were off the ground. And I'm looking down at her, "Mr. Carney, if you ever do that again, you will no longer be going to this school. Am I clear?" Yes.
Crystal.
Yes. End of story.
And you never did it
I
again.
love that. I didn't go to Catholic school when I was little, but I did go to private school, and Mrs. Thomas sounds like that sister, because I remember some little kid in first grade literally was acting out, and as she was marching him to the principal's office, he says, "I'm going to call the law on you." And she looked down at that little brat and she goes, "I am the law, buster."
Yeah.
I was thinking,
And
that's
out they went.
like, there was never a time when she had me extended in the air that I thought, "I can't wait to tell my mom about this." I thought,
no.
"My gosh, I hope she doesn't tell my mom about
Yeah,
this,"
no
right?
kidding.
Like, that would never happen today.
Isn't
the fear
that
of
the
God
truth?
into you.
Yeah, parents always sided with the teachers back in the day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You did not want to go home and have to confess something to your parents.
Today,
I
that
was
kid
always
would run home and tell his mom. The teacher would be, on the news the next day, and we'd have this uproar about how the teacher should be fired.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Yeah, it's the opposite of what it used to be, isn't it?
I miss the good old days.
Shireen has a
Around.
kind of a cool story. Shireen Simmons, good morning. She says, "My mom threatened me that my principal nun could spank me if I misbehaved. I never got spanked by her, but she did hire me to teach under her years later."
Oh my gosh, I got spanked in school. Every blue moon.
Got
once
spanked in
like
school?
You went to the principal's office, Brenda Braxton?
No, let's see, that was Mrs. Toby in second grade, and we lived about 10 miles away. We drove to the school, and my mom and we forgot my homework. And you had to have it there at the beginning or you got a SWAT.
Wow.
And so literally, I was like so mortified. I had to walk up there and she went bam with the little
In front of the
paddle.
whole class?
Yeah.
Anybody who didn't bring their homework had to get a SWAT. And so, my mom said, tell her, I'm sure Muriel Braxton, she was like, just tell her I'm running home to get it. It'll be there in a second. My mom never
Mom,
really did
it's-
lose her temper, but I saw that woman, this is that quiet ferocity when I was like this on my head down and she was Mama Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also got, rightly so, swatted in fourth grade for talking too much.
I can't imagine.
Brenda Braxton.
Yeah.
They just
My
put me,
opinion of you going downhill, my dear. No, just kidding.
Jennifer Taft is shocked. You are a good girl, Brenda.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Gil Ortiz, good morning from New Mexico. Please tell me Skippers is still open. I don't.
Oh, Skippers.
Yeah, we
I
have
think that
Skippers
went
up
away.
in Hazeldale.
You
Is
do?
there one?
And I ate there last year. It was pretty good, actually.
Skippers.
Yeah. Little fish, fish food place. Yeah.
With that big anchor
Yeah, you're
out
right.
front on an
Highway
angle.
99.
Yeah.
We're having a lot of fun with this this episode of Sunrise Extra, and
really gone
Catherine
in
is
many
trying to keep us on
directions.
track. And again, chiming in with words of wisdom, she says, as far as Mass goes today and the delivery of the ashes, she says they do have a cap on how many people can attend any one Mass today. So they still have some of those rules in place for COVID. They have added more times today, more services, so that we can have the spreading of the people.
Yeah.
Less concentration.
Man,
Oh my gosh,
now I'm going back in
Angela.
time on Skippers. There's a
I know, and
Monmouth-
Angela
Monmouth
had
location.
my nose to the wall in first grade. That's right. They did like face you in the corner and make you do that. I'm not.
Sheila Speck says we have a
certain I'm
Skippers
down
in
with all that
Castle Rock.
anymore. What?
There's a
Castle
Skippers
Rock.
in Castle Rock.
Okay.
Really, Castle
We've
Rock.
got one in Hazeldale, Castle Rock, and Monmouth. Man, I used to, gosh.
I tell you, it was
remember
pretty
seeing
good.
this
I was
early.
impressed. Must have been 2 years ago. Last year was COVID. 2 years ago.
What do you get there at
This year's
Skippers,
COVID.
Rod?
Just
the
their
old
basic
standard?
fish is pretty good. Just their regular fried fish, and I like hush puppies. Red Lobster used to have hush puppies, and then they stopped. But Skipper still has the hush puppies. I like hush puppies.
Rod is like just the.
You are the fast food
of
connoisseur.
Fast food.
Rod, can you sing the Red Lobster jingle right now,
Do it.
if asked?
Lobster.
Is that? No, I can't.
Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you.
Oh yeah, very nice. Very nice, Mr.
What else you got?
I got Angela Barks Draz. She said that she once had to have her nose up against the wall in first grade.
I said that.
No, you didn't.
Nose up against
This is
the
becoming
wall.
a thing now? We're all repeating each other's
Nobody's
red
listening.
comments?
All right, you guys.
Oh, boy. How many Our Fathers and Hail Marys should I have to do for that, Brenda Braxton?
I don't
for
know how
committing
that
sin?
works.
Well, at least until the cows come home, right?
All right.
Carney?
All right, you
That's a
guys.
good old Midwest
we have jumped
phrase.
the shark on this convo. Wow, what a beautiful sunrise
That's
today
beautiful.
on this Wednesday. We deserve it after all the weather we have been through. We will see you guys tomorrow on Thursday. Have a great day.
That's God's country right there.